Hello everyone and welcome to ECW Hardcore Hotline. I'm your narrator of violence, Phoenix Nitro, here to be your tour guide into the land of extreme. And what a way to kick off this episode of ECW Hardcore Hotline than with the World Television Champion Daniel Garcia in action. And of course, Daniel Garcia became the television champion at ECW Barely Legal, where he defeated Eddie Kingston and Dominic Mysterio in a three-way dance, only to then be gored by Rhino, the last holder of that ECW World Television Championship. But when you talk about the World Television title, you have to mention this man, one of the most decorated original ECW stars, Rob Van Dam. And of course, RVD, the longest reigning ECW World Television Champion in history. He held the championship for 700 days until he had to vacate the title due to an ankle injury suffered at the hands of the man-beast Rhino, the same man-beast who attacked Daniel Garcia after Barely Legal, the same man-beast who last week defeated Nathan Frazier in an impressive performance. But tonight, Rob Van Dam in non-title action against the World Television Champion Daniel Garcia. This is set to be an instant classic. This is set to be your opening contest, and here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Kicking things off in such a big way there. Rob Van Dam backflip though. Oh, another shoulder tackle in the corner. Shoulder thrust, excuse me. It's a little bit early here. Big leg drop from RVD following suit right there to the television champion. RVD now springboard moonsault. This ECW original is showing some new blood, exactly why he held that championship for 700 days. RVD, I honestly think, would have still been the World Television Champion had he never broken that ankle. Call a spade a spade. 1, 2, no, just a count of 1 from our official Aubrey Edwards. Nice standing moonsault there by Rob Van Dam. And RVD now, oh my God, the educated feet are put to good use. Oh, another springboard moonsault, and out the gate, Daniel Garcia has been lit up from the floor up by Rob Van Dam. RVD now lifting Garcia up. Apron powerbomb. Oh my God. Slamming Garcia into the metal undergoings of that ring. Rolls Garcia back into the ring now. Garcia has yet to get any offense in thus far. Garcia back to his feet just as I mentioned that. Red Death now whipping RVD up, and it's a big backdrop there by Garcia. Now coming over with those big-time hands across the skull, the forehead of Rob Van Dam. Red Death Daniel Garcia is one of the best young technicians in the world, showing exactly why here. Oh wait, curb stomp! Shout out to Super Dragon one time for the one time. Oh my God, a kick to the hamstring though there by RVD, and it was an overhand shot that Daniel Garcia was looking for, but Rob Van Dam connected with a drop kick instead. RVD charging in and drives Daniel Garcia down! Tope! Gone, hello! Driving Garcia down in a rolling thunder! Oh, connects on Garcia. RVD has absolutely smothered Daniel Garcia with offense here in this one. Right out the gate, there's just nothing Garcia's been able to do. Pile driver! Going for the cover now. 1, 2. No! Garcia able to get the shoulder up, and it's a springboard. No! Went for the springboard moonsault a third time. Garcia able to counter, but RVD with a counter of his own. And RVD now to the middle rope, splashes him again. My goodness, and look at that. Rob Van Dam is feeling himself. Garcia just trying to fight to survive here. The ECW World Television Champion going up against ECW Originals all together now, it seems. First Rhino, now Rob Van Dam. Uh-oh, Garcia taking RVD down, has that ankle locked up. Oh, he had that ankle cinched in deep, but RVD was quick to roll the hips, quick to switch the position to be able to go around to drive that boot into the jaw of Garcia, forcing a break. Speaking of break, oh my God, I think the jaw might have been broken there. Whoa, Garcia able to dodge those still regardless. Catching RVD by the hair just to smack him a little bit. Oh, went for another one. I don't think he got the target on that one. And RVD now capitalizing on Red Death here with those back elbows. Oh my goodness, but the combinations of Garcia coming in hot. That German suplex dropped RVD, but Garcia stayed down as well. He has been hit with quite a lot here thus far. Nice chop in the corner, though, by Red Death. And Garcia got blocked on that chop. RVD coming out now with a gut kick as well. Dragging Garcia over to the ropes. What is RVD looking for here? Chopped him, pulls the leg in, using the ropes for leverage now, trying to dislocate the knee of Daniel Garcia. RVD with a big forearm, low leg kick there. Turning him around, using the top rope to his advantage as he's pulling down on the neck. He's choking Garcia as well on that top rope. RVD coming back in with another shoulder thrust in the corner. Kick to the gut now, looking for that leg drop. Got it. RVD has just played a absolute perfect scientific game of professional wrestling here. And now calling for Garcia to get to his feet, charging in. Oh my God! RVD threw caution to the wind and dove on Garcia, hit the Rolling Thunder, calling for him to get to his feet, pulling him in for yet another pile driver. Shout out to the whole effing show, Jerry effing Lynn. My goodness, man. Lifting Garcia up, but Garcia countering, rolling RVD into the ring now. Taking his time. Of course, no countouts, no disqualifications. Garcia back in the ring. Wait! Pulls RVD up with a pile driver of his own. Going for the cover. 1, 2. No! RVD able to kick out there. And Garcia followed suit with a kick to the jaw. Coming in hot. Drives RVD back down. And Garcia now pulling Rob Van Dam to the middle of the ring damn near. Looking to hook him. Oh my God, we saw this work to Garcia's advantage at Barely Legal. He has RVD cinched in deep with that sharpshooter, and yes! RVD is tapped out. That just goes to show Daniel Garcia's grit in that ring. After everything that Rob Van Dam gave Red Death, Daniel Garcia held his own. That is why he is the ECW World Television Champion. That is why he fights to the last breath. Now introducing www.hardcorehotline.com, your one-stop shop for all things ECW Hardcore Hotline. Go to www.hardcorehotline.com today to check out the full roster page as well as the brand new Hardcore Hotline merchandise that's on sale now. You're also able to support the channel by donating on the website. Make sure to leave a message on the donation and I'll shout out your donation in a future episode of ECW Hardcore Hotline. Once again, make sure you check out www.hardcorehotline.com today.
Still checking if the place still go. Moving in the way, no place, no snow. straight chillin' with my niggas and shiver. Thinking about South Lake, north from the river.
As ECW Hardcore Hotline rolls on, I am so interested in this matchup as it is a battle for both women to get back on the right track of what do we always say? Momentum. Bianca Belair has yet to pick up a victory here at ECW. Of course, it was on our very first outing in the 10-woman gauntlet eliminator match where Bianca Belair was shocked, just as the rest of the world was, when Candice LeRae tapped her out. It was then on episode 3 where Bianca Belair faced Candice LeRae one-on-one and yet again was forced to submit to Candice LeRae. Bianca Belair tonight looking to wipe the slate clean and looks to get a win against this woman, Cora Jade, who last we saw faced the ECW Women's World Champion, Rhea Ripley. Of course, Cora took Rhea to her limits, but ultimately, as you see, there's no championship around her waist. She lost in that matchup. Tonight, though, she goes one-on-one with Bianca Belair, a woman with accolades that stack a mile high. This is a big matchup for both women, but Cora Jade, I feel, goes into this with nothing to lose. Yes, she does have one win in ECW over Gigi Dolan. That's more than what Bianca Belair has done here in ECW, but you can't take away the accolades of what Bianca has done in this industry. This is going to be a very, very interesting matchup. Of course, in our main event of the evening, we know the ECW Women's World Championship #1 contenders match will be taking place as Becky Lynch battles Sol Ruca. But this is a match that Rhea Ripley's got to keep her eyes on all the same. Rhea Ripley's got to keep her eyes on Cora Jade as she comes out the gate with a Luthez. Oh my goodness, Bianca Belair now whipping Cora off. Spine buster to Cora Jade, going for the quick cover. Does the powerful Bianca. Gets a count of 1 before Cora was able to pop the shoulder up and then just kicks her point blank in the face. My goodness. Bianca Belair now lifting Cora up with that power, driving her down as well. Nice splash there also. Bianca Belair, man, while not having a win here in ECW yet, you can't take anything away from her. Absolutely not. You got to give her the power edge over damn near every single woman in this division. You know what? Honestly, I'll say it. I feel like you got to give her the power edge over our ECW Women's World Champion, Rhea Ripley. Oh, what a Luthez there by Cora Jade. Driving strike after strike down onto the face of Bianca Belair. Now, if I'm Cora Jade, I'm trying to use that speed, that elusiveness to my advantage here against Bianca. What a big senton there by Cora Jade. Bianca crawling to the corner, but Cora was right there. Boot to mush in the corner. Going for the cover does Cora Jade. Cora going for the cover. 1. No, not even a 1 count as Bianca is able to kick out Cora. I don't know if I were you, I'd be taking that much time to taunt. Rather, I would keep trying to put the offense in on Bianca Belair. Oh, what a drop kick there by Cora Jade. But you know what, honestly, what do I know? I don't have a win here in ECW. Cora Jade does, however. She got a win, as I mentioned before, over Gigi Dolan. She took the ECW Women's World Champion, Rhea Ripley, to her limits. She's trying to earn a championship opportunity. Of course, that match against Rhea was non-title. It was an eliminator matchup where if she would have won, she would have gotten a world championship opportunity. However, now she's looking to earn momentum in this one, as is Bianca Belair. Cora Jade lifting Bianca up, guillotines Bianca across the top rope. turning Bianca around now, but Bianca back to her feet with an enziguri to the back of the head of Cora Jade. And now using the strength to her fullest advantage with that deadlift military press slam. My goodness. Coming in hot with a big splash does Bianca Belair. Cora trying to rise to her feet. She does just that as she throws Cora into the corner. Nice shoulder thrust there. And then a couple of stomps as well before driving the boot into the mush of Cora Jade. Both of these women, I feel, are going to be big competitors for ages to come here in ECW. Cora Jade absolutely baited Bianca Belair into a tope con. Hello, just for Cora Jade to say goodbye, hang up on her, and get back into the ring, causing Bianca to crash and burn on the outside. My God, man. And Cora Jade now locking the legs of Bianca up before driving the knees into the very little padding here in the ECW arena on the corner of Swanson and Rittner. Shiranui on the outside from Cora Jade. Bianca back to her feet. Whoa, looked to go for a spine buster there, but I think Cora saw it coming, took a step back. Bianca with a counter, just driving the boot into the face. Of course, no disqualifications, no countouts. You can only win the match, though, in the inside of the ring. Big strike there from Bianca. Cora Jade retaliates with one of her own. Bianca battling back now, but Cora battling back. Bianca, no! Cora fighting back. These two women going tit for tat, back to back. As a matter of fact, here tonight, Bianca against the ropes. Cora Jade with a kick there, driving Bianca down, going for the cover, does Cora. 1, 2, 3! Excuse me? Oh my God, they say it every time. Any strike can be your last. And with a boot like that, I think Cora Jade just knocked Bianca's lights clean out. And what a win for Cora Jade now in this women's division.
To whom it may concern, next week is the 10th episode since ECW's return, so I think we need to make it special. I think next week is the perfect opportunity for the ECW World Heavyweight Championship to be defended. In fact, I think it'll be the perfect opportunity for the ECW World Heavyweight Championship to be defended in an open challenge. I want the absolute best challenge next week in the ECW arena that I can get. Everyone saw what happened the last time I didn't know who I was facing. I like the pressure. I like the challenge. Just know whoever's gonna step up and answer this golden opportunity, you only get one chance at greatness and you best not miss. You're walking into whose house? Swerve's house. And when that second bell rings, all you're gonna hear is, and still your ECW World Heavyweight Champion, Swerve Strickland.
Yeah.
The Terry Funk Invitational continues on with this opening round matchup as Eddie Kingston looks to get back on the horse, as he said so himself, with a match against an ECW original here tonight. The Terry Funk Invitational, we learned about at ECW, barely legal, by one of Terry Funk's proteges, Mick Foley. One of Terry Funk's other proteges, however, is Eddie Kingston's opponent here tonight. Of course, that being Tommy Dreamer, former ECW World Heavyweight Champion Tommy Dreamer. But there can only be one winner of the Terry Funk Invitational, and once that winner happens, we know they will earn a shot at the ECW World Heavyweight Championship. But right now, ECW original Tommy Dreamer makes his return in the ECW arena. Dreamer, of course, one of the Mount Rushmores, if you will, of Extreme Championship Wrestling. You see the vintage ECW t-shirt on that man's body. This is someone who encapsulates everything it means to be ECW. Of course, in this new day and age of ECW, it's always great to see some of the past come through these hallowed halls yet again. And now the Terry Funk Invitational continues as the Mad King takes on an original of Extreme. And here we go. Aubrey Edwards, of course, your official for this one. Edge has already qualified for the semifinal round. It was Edge versus LA Knight last week to kick off the Terry Funk Invitational. And now we know that these are the next two in the Invitational. My God, no kick out before even a 1 count could happen. Tommy Dreamer is not messing around. Imagine if Tommy Dreamer can run the Invitational. Imagine if Tommy Dreamer can get one last shot at the ECW World Heavyweight Championship. Of course, Eddie Kingston was at Barely Legal fighting for a title in his own right, that being the ECW World Television Championship. And while that dream did not come true, oh my God, Tommy Dreamer lighting him up like he's the Sandman. It was in this very building where Tommy Dreamer took so many lashings from the Sandman with that weapon, that kendo stick. But as I was saying, man, Eddie Kingston did not fulfill his dream to be ECW World Television Champion, but he said so himself. Daniel Garcia was just the better man that night. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's nothing you can do. You just got to get back on the horse and keep on trucking along. And that's exactly what he looks to do here tonight against ECW original Tommy Dreamer. Oh my God, with a foot on the wrist. He drives the knee down onto the bicep of Tommy. Tommy now coming in real slow, but only getting lit up like a Christmas tree. Half in half suplex turns Tommy inside out, and the Mad King lifted up that kendo stick only to put it back down in the face. Wash Dreamer in the corner. Going for the cover now, does the Mad King. One, no, kick out at 1. Kingston turning Dreamer around, a boot to the lower back, grabbing that arm of Dreamer and drives the knee down onto the bicep yet again. My goodness. Wait, whoa. Dreamer with a roll up. No, King able to get the shoulders up. Imagine if that would have been it. Oh, Kingston took a shot. Give a shot. Here we go. These two men are just gonna be throwing haymakers at one another. My goodness. Oh, I believe, yes, Kingston's been busted open off of one of those strikes from Tommy Dreamer. My goodness, the Mad King is bleeding. He's bleeding. Oh, these two men are just going at it. Neither man letting up. Dreamer's got Kingston up, and he's going to take him into the corner. A little snake eyes out of the fireman's carry position there. It was Terry Funk who did the unthinkable when what many said he could not do again, and that was become a world champion oh so long ago. And now Tommy Dreamer looks to follow in those same footsteps of Terry Funk this late in his career. Looks to do what Terry Funk did late in his career and become world champion again. No! Kick out by Kingston at 0. Even after the kendo stick got broke across his skull. Big clothesline there from Dreamer. Another one. Kingston back to his feet. A third clothesline now. King falling into the corner as Dreamer follows in suit. No, it's a forearm there by Kingston. Dreamer, though, lifting King up. Oh my goodness! Sends him back down! Kingston might be out! Oh my God, and now Tommy Dreamer ascending to the top rope. What is he looking for? Calling for Kingston to get to his feet. He's diving with a big body block, taking him down. Kingston now rolling just on instinct to the outside of the ring. Dreamer, I can't believe I'm saying this, but is absolutely in control. But as I go to say that, it's a dragon screw from Eddie Kingston to take Tommy Boy down. My goodness, back and forth action in the Terry Funk Invitational. Big clubbing blow there by King. And Eddie Kingston now lifting Dreamer up. Big half and half suplex, dumping Tommy Dreamer on his head. This has been an absolute war since the opening bell. Kingston looking under the ring, pulling out a stop sign now. And he just throws it at the leg of Tommy Dreamer before lifting him to his feet. Big time chop, sending him off of his feet right away. And Kingston now throwing the stop sign, but Dreamer rolled out the way. They collide now. Oh, again, just two bulls seeing red. Oh, Dreamer is biting the bloody forehead of Kingston. Oh, that sick son of a bitch. Tommy Dreamer now lifting King up. Has the arm hook. Suplex connects on the outside of the ring. And he lifts Eddie Kingston up now. Taking him around. What is he looking for here? Rolling Eddie back into the ring. And Dreamer follows in suit now. Kick to the gut. No. Dreamer was able to grab Kingston up before he could hit that boot. Big strike there. But it's a back elbow from King that connects. And a chop that yet again sends Tommy Dreamer down to the mat. And Kingston's calling for him to get to his feet. Hooks him up. Drives him down. That's it. 1, 2, 3. Tommy Dreamer, you are a legend in ECW. But right here, right now, it is the Mad King's time to advance in the Terry Funk Invitational. What a match between these two men, but what a win for the Mad King.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, owner and producer of Extreme Championship Wrestling. As you heard from the ECW World Heavyweight Champion, Swerve Strickland earlier, next week is the 10th episode since ECW's revival, with Swerve Strickland so graciously putting the richest prize in all of ECW on the line next week. I feel that spirit should be felt throughout next week's episode. So with that spirit in mind, every ECW championship will be on the line next week. The ECW World Heavyweight Championship will be on the line in an open challenge match, as you already know. The winner of tonight's main event between Becky Lynch and Sol Ruca will challenge the ECW Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley next week. The ECW World Television Champion Daniel Garcia will get his hands on the former ECW World Television Champion, the Man-Beast Rhino. Last but certainly not least, DIY will defend the ECW World Tag Team Championships against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Now, as you know, at ECW Barely Legal, I came to the ring expecting to find out who the anonymous investor to this company was. That was unfortunately not what happened. However, I am here to proudly announce, next week, I have it confirmed and in writing that the anonymous investor will reveal themselves to myself, the ECW Arena, and all the fans watching at home. Thank you all so much for supporting ECW's revival, and next week on the 10th episode of ECW Hardcore Hotline, we look to carry the brand of Extreme even further.
It is time for tag team action, and it is time for DIY to return to the ECW Arena with that gold they won at Barely Legal in the huge 4-team ladder match. It was DIY who walked away the winners, and how apropos it was for DIY to get that win, considering they were the first team to qualify for the 4-way ladder match. Johnny Gargano in the ring, Tommaso Ciampa entering now. Both members of DIY love this building. Both members of DIY look to be fighting champions tonight. They defend their honor rather than the championships, as the titles are not on the line. It's a non-title matchup, but what is at stake is a debuting team here in ECW in Monster Express, getting huge momentum if they can knock off the current champions, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Monster Express, a group that dates all the way back to 2013 when Akira Tozawa and Uhaa Nation formed the group. Of course, Uhaa Nation now known as Apollo Crews these days. But that's not the only man who helped form that group. It was also Shingo Takagi. It was also Masato Yoshino. It was also Tony Nese. It was also T-Hawk. And it was also the one and only Ricochet, which of course Ricochet has competed in ECW as of late. I wonder if his affiliation to Monster Express is still there or not. That, of course, is still to be seen. But what is known for certain is right now we got non-title action, and Akira Tozawa going right out the gate at Johnny Gargano. Akira Tozawa, in my honest to God opinion, one of the most underrated professional wrestlers going to date in terms of in-ring ability. Johnny Gargano now STO connects, driving Tozawa down. Apollo Crews with a big forearm there, and Tozawa from behind now with a forearm, and then a drop kick to the back to follow suit. Apollo Crews now legal. And Apollo getting into the ring now, whipping Gargano off. Coming in hot with that rolling European uppercut. Monster Express may be making their debut here at ECW, but this is not their first time in the ECW arena together. Oh, no, no, no. Dragon Gate USA, do your history a little bit, do your homework, and you'll find a rich history with Monster Express. Of course, they ran that Dragon Gate promotion in Japan. It was a long, stable, lasting around 3 years, if memory serves me correctly. Apollo Crews dropping Ciampa down with a back suplex there. You got to be honest here. If you're DIY, you have everything to lose in this matchup, while Monster Express has everything to gain. Certainly, DIY will not lose the tag titles if they lose this matchup, but they lose the thing we always talk about, momentum. But the momentum of the pendulum swings as Ciampa DDTs Apollo Crews on the apron. My goodness. Ciampa getting back in the ring now, pulling Apollo in and driving him down onto the knee. Johnny Gargano now legal. Akira Tozawa now legal. Johnny Gargano charging in, but Tozawa left his feet trying to stop the momentum of Gargano. Was able to for a moment, but Gargano did not get taken off of his feet. Oh, nice rolling savate there. Has him hugged. Shiranui, no! Turns him out at the last second. And a big forearm again from Apollo Crews to Johnny Gargano. And Gargano instead goes right back to Tozawa. Drop down, get your eagle on. Leapfrog. And it's going underneath. No! Tozawa with a clubbing clothesline there. And it's a knee to the dome piece by Akira Tozawa. Apollo now legal. Coming into the ring, and it's a bicycle, baby. Catching Gargano hot and heavy with that boot already. Turning him around now. Just a stomp on the head of Johnny Gargano. My goodness. Lifting Gargano up now. Does Apollo Crews. Taking him to the corner. Has that arm locked up. You won't let him out. No, no, no. Big overhand strike there. Another one. No, Gargano fighting back instead. DIY looking to make a claim as one of the best ECW World Tag Team Champions ever. But to be on that mountaintop, you're going to have to come out the gate with wins already. Big super kick there by Johnny Gargano. I know. I've talked to Johnny Gargano. I've talked to Tommaso Ciampa. They want to be defending champions. They want to be fighting champions. They want to give any team that deserves the right a shot at the championships, and that starts tonight. They're giving Monster Express in their debut match here in ECW a shot at the champs. Non-title, of course, though. But you gotta believe if Monster Express can knock off DIY tonight, they will get the next ECW World Tag Team Championship opportunity. Big strikes there from Johnny Gargano, but Gargano gets sent to the outside by Apollo Crews. And Crews now going after Ciampa, and it's a back suplex on the apron. Turns around now. Gargano is able to catch Crews before Crews could catch him. Shiranui connects! My God, and look at that. Gargano letting the world, letting the crowd, letting the ECW Philly audience know how pumped up, how jazzed he is. Coming around the ring now, you got to think he's going after Tozawa. Maybe not. Maybe actually he's just taking a lap here. Taking a breather. While Ciampa, no, Crews going after Ciampa now. Throwing Crews. Uh-oh, Crews has Gargano up. Drives him down onto the knees. My goodness. Crews lifting Gargano back to his feet now. With a hand on the back of the neck, he rolls Gargano into the ring. Crews turning his attention, it looks like, towards Ciampa. Oh, he turned his back to Gargano, and Gargano made him pay for it. And a big strike there to Tozawa by Gargano. Not one, but two. And now Johnny Gargano up and over. DDT on the apron. My God. But it's Apollo Crews going to the apron now. Almost anything you can do, I can do better type beat. Gargano now on the apron. Apollo Crews just has tunnel vision right now on Tommaso Ciampa. He gut-wrench deadlift suplexed him, and it looked like Ciampa's head bangaranged off of the steps. Goodness gracious, man. This has been a wild tag match. Gargano back into the ring, coming in hot. Clothesline there, taking Apollo down. Tommaso Ciampa now legal. Turning in, right in to an Irish whip there. And it's Tommaso Ciampa coming in hot with an overhand right off the ropes. Big forearm in the corner. Oh my goodness. Apollo might be rocked off of that one. Going around, but it's a German suplex that drops him down. Going for the cover. 1, 2, 3. No! Just a count at 2, and Akira Tozawa had all the faith in the world in his Monster Express brethren. He didn't even try to break that up. Big strikes to the fitted of Apollo Crews. Tommaso Ciampa bringing the gratata. Oh my God, it might be the end. Oh, what a knee to the dome. That's it. No, Tozawa in the ring. And immediately gets the breakup on the pin. Ciampa right there, though. Lifting Tozawa up. Drives him down. Oh, my God. And now Ciampa, a one-man wrecking crew, calling for Crews to get up. Fairy tale. No! Apollo counters. He was able to counter the fairy tale ending to spin out before laying out Ciampa. Pop-up spine buster. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. No, Ciampa gets the shoulder up. And you see Johnny Gargano has faith in Tommaso Ciampa to kick out there. You hear this crowd chanting for tag team wrestling. We are getting some of the absolute best tag team wrestling right here and right now. Big clothesline going for the cover. 1, 2, 3, and just like that, DIY pick up the big win against Apollo Crews and Akira Tozawa. But take nothing away from Monster Express. They gave it their all. They took the champs to their limit, but tonight just wasn't their night. What a win for the ECW World Tag Team Champions.
Kiefer Green, #1 Rock'n'Roller Motherfucker.
On the next episode of ECW Hardcore Hotline, we celebrate the 10th episode with every championship on the line. First up, the ECW World Tag Team Championships will be on the line as DIY defend against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Following that, the ECW World Television Championship will be on the line as Daniel Garcia defends against the Man Beast Rhino. We then will have the next Terry Funk Invitational match as Drew McIntyre battles Will Ospreay in singles competition. The World Heavyweight Championship is on the line as the ECW World Heavyweight Champion Swerve Strickland hosts an open challenge acceptable by anyone in the world. The ECW Women's World Championship will also be on the line as Rhea Ripley defends against the winner of tonight's main event between Becky Lynch and Sol Ruca. We will also finally find out, as will Paul Heyman, who the anonymous investor is. All this and more happening on ECW Hardcore Hotline episode 10. If you're enjoying the video, make sure you like it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It really helps out the channel. It is now time for our main event of the evening as Becky Lynch battles Sol Ruca in a #1 contendership match for the ECW Women's World Championship. And we now know the winner of this match next week will get their championship opportunity against the ECW Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley. Who is going to advance to next week's championship match? You have Becky Lynch, who is coming off of a huge win at ECW Barely Legal, defeating definitively Candice LeRae. However, Becky Lynch goes up against Sol Ruca here tonight, someone who has not yet been defeated in ECW. She is riding high off of the momentum of the situation. So it's going to be very curious to see how this first time ever matchup plays out. But what I do know for certain, for absolute sure, is that Becky Lynch and Sol Ruca is about to be one hell of a main event matchup. And I mentioned it before, Sol Ruca undefeated in competition here at ECW. Honestly, man, the rising star of Hardcore Hotline thus far has to be Sol Ruca, with the way that she has been undefeated throughout her matches thus far, earning this huge opportunity to potentially get her first ever World Championship opportunity. It's going to be a very, very different game of a level change, if you will, going up against Becky Lynch here tonight, though. This is where Sol Ruca is going to have to give it her absolute all if she plans on making it to the match against Rhea Ripley next week. And here we go. Oh my God. Becky Lynch went for a clothesline right out the gate. Sol Ruca was able to dodge just a little bit, but Becky still caught her with a little bit there. Springboard drop kick. The athleticism of Sol Ruca is something that I talk about each and every single time she is out here, man. She knows how to fly to the sky, and she is not afraid to do so. One of the most athletic members of this roster by no stretch of the imagination. Ruca now going right after Becky, but it's Becky who battles back with a forearm there. Whenever you have a first-time matchup like this, it's very interesting to me, man, because you have to really think about, how are you going to go into this? Are you going to try to go all out at the very beginning of the match, or are you going to have a feeling out process? It's truly up to the competitors in that ring. But nevertheless, kip up there by Sol Ruca, followed up with a shoulder tackle, going for a quick cover here. One, no, just a count of 1, and Sol Ruca is going to have to do a lot more than that as she looks to put away Becky Lynch here tonight. Nice rolling senton there. Sol Ruca now, no, Becky countering, going after the arm. Of course, we know Becky Lynch loves to use that disarmor to tap out her opponents. Could she be tapping out Sol Ruca tonight and tapping her way on to an ECW Women's World Championship match against Rhea Ripley? Nice fisherman suplex. Opts to not go for the pin, however. Instead, rising back to her feet, went for a kick. No, Sol Ruca able to catch her. But Ruca drives Becky Lynch down. Whipping Becky off. No, Becky counters. Drop down, get your eagle on. Leapfrog. Sol coming in hot. No! Big kick there by Becky Lynch. Single leg lariat. Kick to the gut. Lifting Sol up. No! Sol had it scouted. We've seen Becky go for that disarmor from that position. Wait a minute. Cover. 1. No. Kick out at only 1. Both competitors back to their feet. Sol turning her around. Lifting Becky up. Driving her down. Nice sidewalk slam there. You got to think Becky Lynch going into this match was studying tape for Sol Ruca, and while Sol Ruca is the lesser of the experience by a huge stretch, you have to think Becky Lynch still went and studied every piece of film she could on Sol Ruca. That's just the level of talent you have with a Becky Lynch. Sol Ruca now lifting Becky to her feet, whipping her off. Of course, countouts are in effect here. No disqualifications, though. We don't want them to stay on the outside of the ring this entire time for the #1 contendership. We also wish that 2K would allow us to do whatever we want to do in universe mode, but hey, that's neither here nor there. Uh-oh, Sol Ruca going after the arm, driving it down into the mat. My goodness. Ruca now lifting Becky up. Has her up. Should be looking to drive her down here. Yes, she is. Drives her down hard on the outside. Lifting Becky back to her feet. We're at a count of 6. Becky battling back, though. I don't think either woman here wants to see this match end by countout. Becky Lynch going back into the ring now. Look at that, taunting Sol Ruca. And Sol Ruca now going to break the count. Just before she was counted out, Becky Lynch, however, had her scouted, lifts her up and drives her down. Both legs hooked. 1, no, kick out at 1. What? Wait, what? No, not during the #1 contendership match. Candice LeRae, that sore loser. We heard from her on the bonus feature that she was going to make Candice LeRae's life a living hell, that Candice LeRae was going to make Becky Lynch's life a living hell. Oh my God, and now Becky Lynch has Candice scooped and drives her down. My goodness. No disqualifications, of course. It is absolutely legal for Candice LeRae to try and attack Becky Lynch. Candice told Becky, you're going to need all the luck in the world if you think you're going to win that #1 contendership match. And I see why now. I don't think Sol Ruca knows what just happened, though. She was down that entire attack from Candice LeRae. Leg drop there from Becky Lynch onto the arm as you see Candice LeRae leaving the building now. Driving Sol onto the knee does Becky Lynch. Becky trying to fight through the pain that was just distributed, by Candice LeRae. Has Sol locked up in a figure 4 leg lock. Letting go, though. Going after the legs of an athlete such as Sol Ruca. Very smart. You know Sol loves to go for that Sol snatch or cutter. Drop down, get your eagle on. Leapfrog. If you take out the base, there's going to be really no effective way for Sol to go for that move without hurting herself. Look at that backflip, though. Oh, my goodness. Talk about athleticism. Sol Ruca now, no. Becky Lynch countering with a big back elbow there. She has her hook. Becky Lynch drives her down. That could be it. Here we go. Going for the cover. 1, 2, no. Sol Ruca able to kick out at 2. And Becky Lynch now thinking about what she wants to go for. Kip up by Sol Ruca. Maybe took a little too much time to think there. Dives off. No! Sol Ruca could not get out of the way quick enough. Becky Lynch was able to drive that elbow down onto the bridge of the nose of Sol Ruca. And Becky Lynch now chasing waterfalls, if you will, going right back after Sol Ruca. and the waves that she can bring to the ring. Went for a forearm, countered by Ruca. Sol Ruca now going to whip Becky off to the ropes. No, nice counter there by Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch has had an answer for damn near every single thing that Sol Ruca's tried to throw at her. Going for the disarmer now. We've seen many tap to this. Will Sol tap to this is the question. Sol Ruca's arm being worked over here. Will she have to tap? Will she have to tap? No. She's able to get free. Becky Lynch now lifting her up to her feet. Big chop, big kick. And just takes her over now before driving that elbow back down onto the arm of Ruca. Ruca, though, rising to her feet. She is continuing to show that heart in this one. Going for the cover. 1, 2, 3. No! Just a count of 2, almost a count of 3 there. Impressive by Sol Ruca. And Sol now lifting Becky to her feet, gets her in the corner. Big kick in the corner as well. My goodness. Cartwheel, big moonsault connects. Sol Ruca starting to feel it. Going all the way up. Nothing can stop her. She's all the way up. Calling for Becky Lynch to get to her feet. What could she be looking for? Big crossbody connects. And then a standing moonsault right after. The athleticism on peak display here as Becky Lynch rolls to the outside. Sol Ruca calling for her to get to her feet. No! It looked like she was going to die, but instead stunts on her real quick. Oh my goodness. Kick to the gut. Big combination there. No, Becky Lynch able to counter. Becky now roll through. Deadlift powerbomb on the outside. Becky lifting Sol to her feet now. Gonna take her, looking to get her back in the ring. She does just that. I mentioned it before, neither one of these women want to win by count out. Oh my God, Sol Ruca just throwing Becky Lynch to the outside. Sol Ruca now taking a little bit of time to breathe here before going to the top rope. Oh my God, is she looking to dive to the floor? No, my God, some days you risk it all and you get absolutely nothing for your troubles. That shows the inexperience of Sol Ruca. But immediately though, she went right back on the attack. She's not gonna let up. Referee at a count of 2 now. Big strikes from Sol Ruca. That combination sending Becky into the guardrail. It looked like Sol was looking to whip Becky back into the ring. Becky countering though. Becky Lynch with a kick to the gut. Both arms hooked. Drives her down. Beautiful suplex there. Before lifting Sol to her feet. Big forearm just leveled her as well. Referee had a count of 6 it appears. Becky Lynch going for a figure 4 leg lock on the outside. Had it cinched in deep. Count of 7. Referee asking for both women to make it back into the ring. Becky Lynch whipping Sol Ruca back in. Sol clutching at that knee now. You see it clear as day. Continuing to clutch at it. Big elbow drop from big time Becky Lynch. 1, 2, 3. No! Sol Ruca again kicks out. And Becky Lynch is in disbelief. She cannot believe her eyes. Lifts up Sol, drives Sol down. That's it. 1, 2. No! Sol Ruca again kicks out. And Becky Lynch is in disbelief. I'm in disbelief. How is she able to do this? Gets her up. No! Counters. I think Becky was looking for the disarmer. Standing moonsault connects. Becky, though, using that expertise to roll to the outside. And again, Sol Ruca just stunts on her a little bit there. I don't know how smart this is of Sol to go to the outside and clear as day. Becky Lynch throwing her right back into the ring. If I was Sol, I would have stayed on the inside personally. But if I was Becky Lynch, I would not have taunted Sol Ruca like that. Big drop kick connects, sending Becky back to the floor. Sol Ruca now standing. Moonsault connects on the outside. That's going to break up the count as well. Now Sol Ruca working on the arm of Becky Lynch. Standing moonsault connects again. Sol lifting Becky to her feet. These combinations coming in hot and heavy, sending her back into the guardrail already. Becky Lynch counters, sends Sol into the guardrail. Referee out a count of 4. We do not want to see this match end by count out by any means, man. Referee out a count of 6. No way. Throwing Sol Ruca. We're at a count of 7. Sol's knee has been heavily damaged. We're at a count of 8. A count of 9. Sol, though, grabbing after the wrist, dropping a leg drop there. Gator roll on the outside from Sol Ruca before locking her down with a crossface. Sol now lifting Becky to her feet. Becky whipping Sol off. Count of 5 and a leg drop connects on the outside. Count of 6. Count of 7. Count of 8. Sol Ruca now needs to get back in the ring, and she does just that. Becky didn't expect it. Becky had her back turned to her. Soul Factor! Oh my goodness. Kick to the back by Sol Ruca. Has the headlock applied. Headstand with it as well. Sol Ruca now going to lift Becky to her feet. Taking Becky into the corner. What is Sol looking for here? Going to lift her up. Body slam connects. And Sol calling for Becky Lynch to get to her feet. Could she be looking for it? Could she be looking? Yes, she is! Soul Snatcher! 1, 2, 3! The undefeated streak of Sol Ruca continues. And next week, she has earned the right to fight for the ECW Women's World Championship.
Goodbye, goodbye, good friends, goodbye. 'Cause now it's time to go.